Black Lives Matter. She's a Super Geek is a proud member of the Misdirected Mark Network. This episode is brought to you by patron Josh Wilson. Thank you to Josh and all of our patrons.
She's a rock and roll play baby, and she throws a natural 20 crazy. She's a rock and roll play baby, and she's nothing new to normal and maybe. I'm in love.
You're listening to episode 135 of She's a Super Geek, the actual play RPG podcast highlighting women as GMs. Hello all, I'm Andy, and on today's episode, my co-host Senda and our good friend Schmitty are joining together to play Campers and Counselors. It's a lasers and feelings hack by Wizbot Games, focusing on, you probably guessed, a summer camp. Schmitty is the keeper of the Misdirected Mark Minecraft server. We thank you for your service, Schmitty.
Hey everyone, welcome to She's a Super Geek. On today's episode, we are playing Campers and Counselors, which is a lasers and feelings hack by Wizbot Games, which is, as you might guess, a summer camp hack of lasers and feelings. What a shocking idea. Schmitty, I'm going to put you on the spot to introduce your character first, and then I will introduce my character, and then we will pass everything over.
Does Schmitty want to introduce themselves?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe?
Well, hello there.
Tell us about
I was
yourself,
like-
Schmitty.
Didn't you do that in...
No.
We have not done this yet. Not at all.
I don't remember how my own podcast works.
It's been a while since we've recorded with anybody other than ourselves.
It's been an interesting year so
It
far.
has been a very
2020.
interesting year.
Anyway, hey Schmitty.
Hi.
Tell us a little bit about you and where people can find you on the internet.
I'm Schmitty. I'm an avid convention goer when there are conventions happening for games. A good member of the Misdirected Mark community. Good friends with these people for a while. You can find me on Twitter at Jezzirolk, Jezzirolk, because unpronounceable, unspellable Twitter handles is how you do it around
It's
here.
the only way to go.
I don't know about that.
No, that's how you do it. I'm pretty sure.
I'm going to have to get a new one then.
Yeah,
Yes.
you gotta fix that.
You-
You gotta fix that.
Yours is way too easy.
Way too
People might
easy.
actually find you. Would you like to tell us about Mermaid?
I would like to tell you about Mermaid. She's the sailboating counselor. She really wants to like help the kids and like convince them that like sailboating is the thing to do with your free time in high school and things, because like of course we're in some sort of camp where kids go sailboating for fun all the time in their regular life too apparently. But she wants to like convince them that is the hobby to have.
Well, I mean, maybe they don't, and that's why she's trying to.
This is true. They probably don't do it normally, but she wants them to because sailboating is awesome. The only bit of character description I can think of for her is she's got the cool like galaxy mermaid like purples and blues dyed hair.
Heck yeah, she does.
Because
That's awesome.
That works.
Awesome.
So I'm going to be playing DaVinci. She is the crafts counselor. She really likes to specifically build weird little crafts that have other purposes to them. Like they're like knitting wires for their robotic connections, building little like gravity projects that like when you push a thing, it makes a bunch of other stuff happen. So it's all like physicsy. That'll be my description of things. Magic physics and magic, like just
Crafty science.
crafty science. So it's going to be weird crafty science stuff all the way. She likes to wear like a lab coat around over her like
At a summer camp?
She wears like the summer camp shirt and then like shorts that have like clearly been through the ringer. Like they've got like, her shirt does too, but like they've got like, you know, paint smudges and like little electricity burns in the fabric. And like they've seen some stuff, right? But she likes to wear a white lab coat over it instead of like an apron or something like for doing the craft stuff. That's just her thing.
If you'll excuse me for a second. Nerd.
But she rolls up the sleeves.
Craft nerd.
It's like a short sleeve lab coat. Has big pockets, though.
Big pockets.
Yes.
The biggest of pockets.
So I'm just
Yes.
going to make sure. I think I heard feminine pronouns for both of you. So she, her.
Yes.
That's correct.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, it is near the end of camp. the counselors meet every morning, obviously. Did we talk about the
Obviously.
camp? I'm sorry, we didn't talk about the camp.
No, we didn't talk about the camp yet. We should talk about
Let's
the camp.
talk about
Yeah.
Camp Vindicate. Camp
It's a great place, really.
Yes.
Yeah, it's very happy and carefree.
Yes, of course. It's by a lake, which is why it's named Camp Vindicate, because it's Lake Vindicate.
Lake Vindicate,
Lake
yeah.
Vindicate, which has some spooky, scary ghost stories associated
Historical,
with it, of course.
Local legend,
Local,
you know.
oh yeah, it's definitely haunted, according to everyone.
Definitely haunted.
According
There's no
to
way it's not
everyone.
haunted here.
Right.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's obviously haunted.
Right.
That's fine, though.
Lots of cabins, lots of counselors, lots of tweens. It's tween week running around. And who wants to talk about the very special problem with this camp that may or may not come up again?
I'm going to talk about it. So, the problem with our camp is horn dogs. All the other counselors, except for Mermaid and I, are oblivious counselors in their 20s who just want to get laid. That's the thing. So they're pretty much just like all in weird, complicated love triangle situations.
At least
And
a triangle, if not.
At least a triangle, if not like quadrilaterals
sign.
and octagons, you know. I mean, there's probably some octagons happening.
Sometimes the lines go in the middle of the
The
shape.
lines go in the middle through it, like when you do the threads on the pegboard things.
Yes.
Yeah, it's one of those, really.
That's a craft that I've done with my kids.
Yeah. Well, because there's a lot of people figuring themselves out and
Well, you know, but
realizing
also
things.
it was very entertaining to put a peg on the board that represented each of the counselors and then have the kids try to guess which ones were connected. They didn't know that that's what they were doing, but I was taking bets.
But you two are the most junior of counselors.
Yes, this is our first year.
We're the only two who weren't here last year, and so we are not yet involved in the orgy of counselors.
In the gathering,
The gathering.
I don't know.
The gathering of counselors.
well, there's two. There's gathering with a capital G and gathering with a small g.
Okay, but we're at the morning gathering.
You're at the morning small g
with
gathering.
a small G.
where all the staff and everybody comes around and they raise the camp flag on the flagpole. And of course, this is where they have the big bonfires every night and all that. And you notice that the camp director, Pat, is not there, but Assistant Camp Director Gator is, because Gator's just the best camp nickname on that list. So
Yeah, agree.
So he starts by going through the day's activities, doing the normal things. And of course, everybody's a little uncomfortable because usually that's Director Pat's job. And he ends with, so you've probably noticed Pat's not around. Well, we had an issue with a team building exercise yesterday. Director Pat is going to be recovering for a while, and we are going to continue on without them. And of course, you hear people, muttering, and you hear another counselor go, "That's why we don't let the 12-year-olds do trust falls." So Gator dismisses everybody and then calls up DaVinci and Mermaid, if you would stay for a minute.
Sure.
We're coming up to the end of the week, and as you know, the Vindicate trophy is up for grabs. The Vindicate trophy. There are,
Oh dear.
up near the campfire on a big log is this trophy. It's a V, and in the middle is a red glass cutout to look like a gem, so it looks super fancy. There are totals also on scoreboards of all the different cabins, and Gator says there are 2 cabins that are tied. And usually Pat would facilitate the tiebreaker, but they are injured and I need to run things here. So I need you two to take the Pine Beetles and the Timberwolves and go lead a capture the flag game on the other side of the lake.
We got to go all the way across the lake.
That's where the capture the flag is.
Wait, I have to do a sports?
You're going to make me hike all the way around the lake? You know I don't hike much, right?
You can take a boat. It's fine.
Oh, I mean, if I could sail over there, then
Yeah.
then we're all good.
I mean, the Timberwolves are kind of our jocks, right? And the Pine Beetles are kind of our nerds. So we do try to keep things, so that the jock, I know it's a summer camp, but, we don't want the jocks to win everything, right? So obviously the Pine Beetles have been much better at the crafts, and they did really well at karaoke night, so...
No, they actually got that robot up and walking in record time. I was very impressed with them.
Oh my gosh. The robotics
And did
competition
you hear
is one
their
of my
voice?
favorites.
They sounded so good at karaoke night. It was just phenomenal.
Right. So, but I need you two to go facilitate. Obviously, you had training and capture the flag at the beginning of the summer.
Yeah, I had training to capture the flag. The problem is much more that I just don't like the water.
You can hike around then.
Okay, good. I
mean, to get there is going to be the speed of plot. It's fine.
I'm establishing that I do not like the water.
Yes, DaVinci, obviously, you probably are closer to the Pine Beetles leader, Frogger. Mermaid, you're probably closer to Havoc, the Timberwolves leader. They are both she/her as well.
Havoc sounds like a super villain.
I know. Frogger obviously plays too much Frogger.
Yes. You are free to take them and to go. You should probably go after breakfast. We'll have lunches packed up for you because you know how long capture the flag can take sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He hands you... he puts it like in between you. There's the key to the storage bin.
I take it.
He picks up the Vindicate trophy and gives it to Mermaid.
And I grab the trophy. This is kind of heavy. What'd you make this out of?
Metal.
Oh.
I checked. It's conductive.
Well, good
Legend
to know.
says that trophy is older than the camp.
Uh-huh.
And it was actually named Vindicate because it's shaped like a... Because somebody... Hold on. I'm making this legend up as we go, so it's obvious. The lake was originally named Vindicate because an explorer named Kate found it, and she found this V-shaped trophy thing, and eventually the story got conflated and Vindicate became the name. It's not that interesting of a story, but it's our story.
But the dates on the trophy only go back to 2003, and the camp's been open since 95. So
We didn't always engrave it.
Sure.
We didn't have the money to engrave it every year.
And but you know how we still celebrate Kate's Day
That's
during
true.
each camp,
Week.
period.
Every Wednesday is Kate's
Every
Day.
Wednesday.
Every
is
Wednesday
Kate's
is Kate's Day.
It's when we go exploring and we learn our mapping skills and
Right,
yeah,
right.
Good old orienteering.
That would be the fancy word for it. So, any questions?
Guess we should get going then, so we can get back here.
Who's going to teach my crafts class today? Never mind.
No one else
It
knows
would
how
only-
to sail, so I understand.
Yeah, it's fine, but the Pine Beetles are the only ones who would come anyway, so.
Well,
Yeah.
we were gonna have Giggles teach it, if that's okay.
Really? Okay, well, don't burn anything down.
Hey, they only did that once.
I mean, it could be worse.
Don't let him touch the project under the sheet.
Gator kind of gives you a wary glance.
It's fine.
Okay.
It's for later.
You're not gonna burn down this place, are you?
No, I don't set things on fire.
Because quite honestly, we don't have that much insurance money.
I don't set things on fire, she says, standing there in her slightly singed clothing.
All right.
At least
I don't. I
not
have no
much.
history of setting things on fire. At least not buildings.
So the campers start streaming out of the dining hall. Each of them has a little drawstring backpack that you know has like their water bottle and sunscreen and a packed lunch.
And a giant V on the back.
Yes, there's a giant V. No, the backpack shouldn't be shaped like these. That wouldn't be enough.
that
That wouldn't be a
That
good backpack.
Not be a good backpack situation. Like it's just a couple of straps that go long. Like
They just go around the back. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. And they're
Got
wearing
some pouches on it.
they're wearing neon colored sunglasses that they all got at the beginning of the camp week. Gator starts directing them, and he's like, "Pine Beetles, Timberwolves, over here." Of course, they all assemble and they self-select into two different groups as they are uncomfortable with each other.
no one could see your self-select hand gesture, but I really enjoyed it. For a moment, it felt like the actual gesture of like one of the creatures, because of course the other thing is cabins is that you have to have like some sort of cry or like hand symbol that you do to gather your people. Your self-selecting hand gesture was much more of a flipper gesture, so it didn't make sense for either of these two houses, to be clear.
Well, the Timberwolves howl, obviously.
Right.
Of
Do
course,
they like
of
have the
course.
little like hand wolf thing and
Oh,
like
probably.
"Ow!"
They might be
And
claws.
Pine beetles.
I don't know what the pine beetles do. What do they do? I think they like
Chitter, chitter.
skitter. Yeah,
Skitter?
they do like a little antennas, and then they do a skitter.
These
they-
wonderful visual gags that no one will see.
No one can see.
So-
it's very important.
So both of the groups do their camp salutes at you.
Andy's hands get really confused. Skitty, skitty, skitty.
And Gator sort of pats your shoulders and says, "Thank you," and walks away. Gator's obviously a little bit overwhelmed right now.
Okay.
Understandable.
Now, you
That's
do
fine.
have your walkie-talkies, of course. They will work across the lake. It has a half-mile range, and so it's definitely not that far.
Not a very big
Tiny
lake
lake.
at all. How are you sailing in this?
You'd be surprised.
I don't know how. Okay, it's a plot-sized lake.
It's a plot-sized lake. Good.
Sure.
It's fine. I think, well, so how about this? It goes much longer off in the other direction, so we have to just go around a short bit to get
That's
to the
it.
other side.
A
But it goes way off further in the other direction so that you have space to turn a sailboat around.
Yes. A lovely plot-sized
like-
lake with a lovely plot-length radios. So
It's, it's probably not even like boats. It's probably like platoon,
well, I mean,
pontoons. There we go. Pontoons.
yes, but also like it's called small boat sailing. There's like a little, they're
Oh,
like
yeah, yeah,
tiny
yeah.
individual sailboats.
Tiny little,
No,
yeah.
no,
Okay,
like
sorry.
I actually sailed those at camp.
Oh, that's super cool.
Yes, we
actually
have a
learned to
variety
sail
of
them.
actual camp experience at this table.
Yeah.
With Schmitty being the most.
I have moderate science camp experience. Okay, good.
So,
moving on along.
one
Good, I'm
note-
going to take
One note
Yes.
as they come up and they do their signals. The Timberwolf, yeah. And the Timberwolf go, you hear mysteriously from across the lake, "Arr," as an answer.
Well, that's strange.
Well, I mean, there's always been wolves over in this part.
Okay, that's fair.
It's probably camp. Crap, I don't have a rival summer camp name.
What was the other one we were going to use? Silver Shadow.
Yeah, that's probably just Camp Silver Shadow. You know, you hear somebody howl, you howl back.
I would probably howl back.
I ain't no howl a back girl.
At the speed of plot, we are across the lake.
Yes, magically we are.
Magically, we
Yes.
are.
Amazing.
What would you like to
Okay, campers, you know how to do capture the flag type things. I am going to open the supply chest, box, large thing with a lock on it, and
Shed. It's a shed.
Shed. Good. Yes, this is a shed-shaped object. So Da Vinci inserts the key into the lock and turns it with a flourish.
do? It opens with a little bit of a creak.
Yeah, and then she puts the key back into one of her voluminous lab coat pockets with like a note to self for later, like, this is a good shed to try experiments in that no one would be able to hear me. And then opens the door.
The camera turns to the one camper who heard that, and they have a concerned look on their face.
Oh, don't worry about what she says. She's just joking.
You know, I'm just waiting for the next thunderstorm. Ha ha ha, right? Ha ha
Yep.
All been practicing our sewing skills. Good. I got a project for us.
So there are two flags in there.
Awkward silence.
I don't know. One's red, one's blue.
I immediately reach in and grab the blue one because it's the color of water.
Well, red is fine.
The color of fire.
Unfortunately, a color that will probably make the pine beetles stand out a little bit more in the wilderness.
Oh, that's a good point. I didn't think about
But-
that.
Maybe it's green.
But yeah, maybe they're blue and green. Yeah.
Blue and green. Sure. Sure, don't screw them over. They're like bright red targets in the, I don't know, are we in the woods or in a field? I guess
This is a field, but it is set up to be, I can't think of the word off the top of my head, and I just really
Like obstacle coursey
obstacle
almost.
course, yes. So it's a field with some trees and set up as an obstacle course. So it's going to be very difficult to keep track of all of the campers at the same time. So you need to give just a quick rundown of how to play capture the flag, but there's also a lot of strategy involved because they can position their flag wherever they want within the boundaries. And the boundaries do include like a circle of trees as well. So there is definitely some places to climb, there's places to hide, there are places you can burrow through. That's the wrong word. There are
crawl
little tunnels.
tunnel things. Yeah. We're going to grab our 2 bags of supply stuff
Yes.
out of the shed. And I'm just going to like look at the shed and give it a nod like, we'll talk later.
The shed is nervous.
I'm going to give Schmitty a fist bump. Not Schmitty. God, I'm so distracted. Okay. DaVinci is going to give Mermaid a fist bump and be like, okay, let's go plan this out.
Let's go
and
do
then
this.
She like goes and pulls aside the pine beetles, gives them the quick rundown on the rules, and then is like, okay, I need you to think really hard about the best place to put your flag because you're going to win this game based on your brains. All right? We know you're not the brawn here, so you got to use your head and not literally, like you got to think about it. We've been working on this, so I know this isn't knitting and I know that this isn't robotics, but you got to think like a jock. Where would a jock expect you to put the flag? You're going to put it not there.
Mermaid gathers up the Timberwolves with her pack of stuff. All right, campers. We know that we are stronger than the other team. And so what this means is we got to put the flag somewhere obvious and use our heads literally to stop them. Because all we got to do is be faster and stronger than them and we'll totally take them down.
Yeah, like the Timberwolves are high-fiving.
The Timberwolves are all hyped up. They're howling.
They're excited. They're putting on those little belts that have 2 flags on the side because, you don't actually like tag or tackle.
Yeah, because we can't play tackle.
You pull the,
No.
At least
you
not
pull
with
the things off.
these kids.
The pine beetles would get eaten alive.
Yeah.
Do we want to say where they actually end up putting the flags?
There's obstacle courses, but there's also a quote-unquote jail where they have to stay for...
Until someone pulls them back out again,
Yeah.
kind of thing? Or
Sure, that works.
So the pine beetles like have like a little discussion. They put their heads together. They send a bunch of runners off in different directions without revealing which of them has the flag, right? So like they just disperse and they all look like they have a purpose. But the kid who has the flag, she actually crawls into one of the tunnels and then she attaches it to the ceiling of the tunnel flat.
The Timberwolves definitely go out into the middle of the field where there is nowhere to hide and stand it up right in the middle of the field.
It's easier to defend that way.
It is easier to see your opponents approaching when you set up your flag like this.
That is actually not a bad strategy either.
Because the Timberwolves, they know that the other team's going to try and be all sneaky on them.
Right.
They can't have none of that. So
Right. And I think DaVinci and Mermaid look at each other and just think to themselves, like, this is supposed to be a short game, but both of these teams
Could take a while.
are very, like, I think that these are 2 cabins that are very full of campers who have been here every year for a long time. So there's a long-standing rivalry.
Oh, yeah, because you get the
Yeah.
same cabin every year.
Yeah.
Yes.
That sounds like a thing.
Yes, it
Yeah,
does.
that totally sounds like a thing.
So even those who are new have been indoctrinated.
Right, by those who have been here for many years.
Right. And if you don't fit in, you get moved to another cabin probably, where you fit in better and you make new friends and it's awesome and everybody has a place. There's just also
Yes.
rivalry.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm trying not to. Like, we want an inclusive camp.
where they're also going to fight each other
For the trophy.
for the trophy.
Yeah. So where do you put the trophy?
Everyone wins except that they also don't.
Yes.
Well, there has been some talk. I mean, this is a long-standing tradition. There has been some talk about sort of reassigning.
What if
how
what if you awarded trophies for each category, you know?
Yeah, there's been some.
Yeah.
But
I feel like Mermaid then looks at the trophy again and then realizes that there's a trophy for every week of the year, and then they just keep swapping them out so that it doesn't look too full. Like we're giving a trophy out every week.
Right. But they're just like putting the year on it or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
We can put it in the shed if you want.
Yeah, we should probably
Let it
keep
chill in
this
the
safe.
shed.
Let's put it in the shed real quick.
Yeah, it seems to make sense. We put it in the shed.
Yeah.
You two should probably patrol or stay, invisible. You want to make sure nobody gets hurt. So, who's going to give the countdown?
Mermaid, you wanna
Yeah,
give them the countdown?
I can count us in.
Yeah.
Yes.
You got to count them in so they can play.
Havoc and Frogger are playing
But
with
they're
them.
playing, yes.
Okay.
Yes. Team captains.
Yes, they are definitely team captains. Havoc definitely has a C drawn on her shirt
Oh yeah.
that she made with Sharpie.
Well, yeah. That she, always puts on her shirt every year.
She did it the first year and nobody questioned, so.
All right, campers, are we ready for some capture the flag? You all know the rules. We've got Havoc with the Timberwolves. We've got Frogger with the Pine Beetles. Captain Havoc, are you ready? Captain Frogger, are you ready?
Skitter, 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 skitter.
3,
You hear in the
2.
background, answer.
Oh boy.
3, 2, 1, go!
And maybe DaVinci blows a whistle or something.
Yeah.
Sure.
One long blow means that somebody's captured the flag and brought it back to the base. 2 short blows is a timeout. 3 short blows, I guess, would be like gather in the middle. It's an emergency. Not that we might
Okay.
need those things.
Hey, Mermaid. So they all like run and scatter and do whatever.
Doing the capture the flag thing.
The pine beetles all disperse and like disappear. The Timberwolves are just standing around the flag.
Are not disappearing.
They send a couple of runners
They're
out
like
to
scout
like
troops
Yeah.
to like go find the other flag, which they cannot find.
right.
Yes.
You see Frogger leap out and pull the tab off of one of the Timberwolves, and
Yeah.
all the pine beetles
Gorilla.
go.
The gorilla troops. They're everywhere. So when they skitter, like they're surrounding everything. There's just like skitter, skitter, skitter comes up from like the grass.
And while the Timberwolves continue to get captured, they are continually freed quickly because
Yes.
They
they're
have
good at
runners
getting them out of jail.
specifically. Yes.
Yeah, they cannot stop them from getting them out of jail at all.
No.
This is a pretty even match, actually. Hey, Mermaid, I feel like we might need to kind of keep our eyes really open here. I keep hearing like a real wolf, maybe?
That shouldn't be anything. You
don't think so?
The whole year we've been here, there hasn't been one wolf attack. It shouldn't be in it.
There are many legends of wolf attacks around this lake and in these
I know.
woods.
You know, Kate, when she discovered this lake, she was fleeing from a wolf. Did you know that part of the legend?
Yeah, but like that was a long time ago. That's not going to happen again.
That was like 1962.
And don't even get me started on the other 12 wolf attacks that happened last year. That was last year, not this year.
There were wolf attacks last year?
I think it starts getting a little overcast.
Okay.
There's a little bit of wind picks up. It's a little ominous, but it's not bad enough weather to stop the game.
If it starts pouring or something, we should probably take them back over. Are you going to be able to take the sailboats across again if it's storming?
It depends on how bad the storm is. We can, but we can leave them here if we have to.
Yeah, come back and
camper
tomorrow.
safety and all.
The
Gotta
campers
keep that
or
in
the
mind.
boats?
The boats.
Oh, okay.
The boats. Yeah, just leave the campers here. It's fine.
Well, I don't know. I can't make these things, so.
Because we don't want like the sailboats to get like electrocuted or anything from lightning.
I mean, That sounds fascinating.
Yeah.
I mean, not
I mean,
for my
I care a lot
boats.
about your boats. Of course, I care a lot about your boats.
Right.
My boats are very nice.
What do you think would happen if there was, say, something on a boat and then it got electrocuted, like you were saying, by lightning? Do you think that would like pass the electricity through? Anyway, just
I don't know
things
if I want to
consider.
test that one. That
So
sounds
while-
like it could hurt me.
While you're
See, I have
debating,
this project under a sheet.
I would like both of you to tell me how vigilant you're being and what you are doing to keep an eye on things.
Oh, I think that I know that I'm a little bit concerned about this wolf situation. So I think that I'm chatting and I am very excited about some of the things that we're talking about. Fascinating. So I'm sort of just like casually skimming the forest line and listening for screams of injured children.
I believe I am casually watching the field to make sure that the Timberwolves do not annihilate a poor
Don't
pine beetle.
Smash.
All right.
Yeah. But that's about all I'm looking out for.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, DaVinci, I'd like you to roll. That sounds like a fairly rational roll
Cool.
because you're actually paying attention to the
Kind of.
everything that's going on outside.
Well, I have one for being me. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I'm prepared for this. And I also don't know if I'm an expert at this.
I will say you are at least prepared because they definitely trained you on
Okay.
like keeping awareness. Here are the red flags to look for. Not
Right,
the
okay.
red flag for capture the flag, but
But the other red flags.
the other red
The other
flag,
red
the real
flags,
red
okay.
flags.
Oh boy. I wanted to roll over my number.
Yes. Your number is
2. I rolled a 1 and a 2.
well,
So I
Congratulations.
got Camper's Counselor.
special insight.
What should I be on the lookout for?
Not a bad question.
Not a bad question.
Like, thank you. Default questions.
So the campers do seem to be evenly matched in their they are very differently matched, but it looks to be pretty even right now. And it does seem to be they do seem to be trying to wear each other out.
That sounds pretty Timberwolf, to be
Yeah.
honest. Just
Yeah.
wear them down.
We're going to wear them down, but then the pine beetles are like, but we have more stamina. Like we may not
Right.
be able to run it as fast, but
They don't need to run as much.
Yes, exactly, because we're doing guerrilla warfare. So you're feeling pretty confident. These are good kids. They tend to play by the rules and all that. But you really feel uncomfortable because it gets a bit more cloudy and you start hearing rustling that's not the wind. And you start to think that maybe there are wolves, but why would they be out in the middle of the day is the question.
Mermaid hears none of this.
Yeah,
Mermaid
so
is not paying it any attention whatsoever.
you feel like
Yeah.
you should be on the lookout for wolves.
I'm going to hit Mermaid on the arm. Just do that like the hey.
What's up? What's up?
Look, I know we just talked about this. But hear me out. Wolves.
But they're not. Nothing's
I know,
gonna
but
happen.
no. That was really close though.
No, that was a Timberwolf.
No, that was not a timber wolf.
I'm pretty sure that was a Timberwolf.
definitely not a timber wolf.
How
Look,
do you even know?
I mean, I guess it could be a timber wolf, but like then they've gotten really, really good at mimicking the specific vocal intonations of a canine throat.
Yeah, they've been doing this for like 6 years. They've been coming to this camp for a long time. They got it down.
Check this out. Okay, ready? Ow! That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, the Timberwolves. They're calling back to you. They really get into this.
No, they're not. You watch them, and then watch me do it. Okay, ready? Ow! Now watch the Timberwolves.
Ah!
What just happened?
So you hear a kid yelling, and a
I
loud
told you, Timberwolves.
and a loud thunk.
See, it was Timberwolves the whole time.
It was
You're just over exaggerating.
On the Timberwolf side. at an
Okay.
angle you can't quite tell what's going on.
Okay. I'm just going to go check that out.
Yeah, I guess we should probably go look at
Yeah,
the-
we should just go
make
check
sure
that out.
Make sure kids are okay.
Yeah.
So Havoc actually runs up to you and is very pale and said, "A dire wolf came out of this." I don't know why. Sorry, the jock wouldn't know what a dire wolf is.
Maybe she plays D&D. You don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know
true.
that.
Jock
Whatever.
plays D&D. Yeah, like a dire wolf came out and took Tumbleweed into
When-
the woods, and you see there's like a path dragged into the
Yeah.
woods.
Oh.
All right, Havoc.
See?
Just,
See, I told you. I told you.
and she said it was a dire wolf, not a wolf, which means you were
Okay.
wrong.
Are we really
I mean,
gonna
it looked like a big
we're
wolf.
going to get down to this level of specificity of our language.
All
this
I'm
is the
saying is you
conversation
said
that
wolf
we're
and
having.
it wasn't a wolf. That's all I was saying.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So sorry,
shouldn't
Havoc.
you like gather people together and like
Yes,
get
we
yeah,
should.
okay. Tweet!
and
I can't make a whistle sound, okay?
that's fair. And so everybody hears that and comes out and gathers in the middle, but there are 3 others missing. Chipmunk is missing, Gemini is missing, and Razzmatazz is missing.
Razzmatazz, not Razzmatazz.
Evenly split. 2 of them are Timberwolves, 2 of them are Pine Needles.
Who is the first person
Pine
to go?
Needles.
Sorry,
Tumbleweed.
Tumbleweed. I'm saying Tumbleweed and Chipmunk are Timberwolves.
Razzmatazz and Gemini are Pine Needles.
Yeah.
So anybody seen Chipmunk, Razzmatazz, or Gemini? Anybody seen them?
And we've seen them. We're
Last people to see these 3. Okay, I'm gonna tweet.
So you hear some I don't know, they were supposed to be on offense, they were supposed to be on defense. We don't know what those words mean, but they were supposed to be over there and they're not.
Look, okay,
When was the last time any of you saw them?
I just saw Gemini
When?
When?
like 5
Where?
minutes ago. And they point to near where the flag of the pine beetles are. Is where the flag, near where the pine beetles flag is. So across from where the Timberwolves are.
How many kids we got? Can we stuff them all in the shed? I broke Andy.
I don't know how big this shed is.
It's not super. I mean, it's like a shed. It's not like
Thank
a.
God it's big enough to fit 30
20
campers
kids?
or 20
Yeah,
campers.
okay.
Yeah, I was
guess we're
thinking
talking
that there were
16
like
now, right? We
yeah,
lost
there was like
4.
10 in each. There's like 16 now, but still losing 4 is a big percentage. So,
No, I know. And just where are we going to put them while we go try to?
would you like to try to use your walkie-talkie?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I would like to use my walkie-talkie.
Cool.
I forgot that I had it.
Hence why I said.
Oh, hey, we also have a disposable camera and a pocket knife and an emergency contact list.
So we call, I think we call on the radio for Assistant Director Gator.
Yeah.
Are you doing this in an emotionally fueled way?
Yeah. I mean, I'm freaking out a little now. There are 4 campers missing, even though I was right that it was not a wolf.
Well, you
don't even
the
know.
word of a
She might have-
12-year-old.
She might have thought it was a dire wolf, but it was really a normal wolf. Does she know what a normal wolf looks like?
Yeah. I mean, think about it. Between
They are the
crows and
Timberwolves.
ravens. Like, if you see a blackbird that you think is a raven, it's probably a crow. If you see a bird that's too impossibly big to be a bird, it's a raven. Like, they're just way bigger than you think they are. Anyway, so let's see how successful you are at contacting them. So you are prepared to get 1d6.
Get one in, but I am not an expert in this field.
You're not an expert, but so you get 2.
Yeah,
DaVinci,
right.
do you want to help?
Yeah, I will absolutely help. I'm standing over your shoulder.
All right. That gives me an extra die, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
Like, don't forget to tell him if you can't get a hold of Gator, then you might be able to get Fishbone. And if you get Fishbone, you just have to make it sound like it's about sex.
And I am rolling under.
You're trying to roll
right?
under your number, which is 5.
That looks like 3 big old successes as
Yeah.
I frantically freak out into the radio.
Let me hear it.
Assistant
Mermaid.
Director Gator. Assistant Director Gator. We have two campers missing on both cabins. And what do we do now?
There's 4 campers.
Well, we have 4 campers total. Two from the Timberwolves and 2 from the Pine Beetles. I don't know what to do now.
They said there was a wolf.
They said there was a wolf, and I think they're eaten. I think they're dead. I don't know.
Your critical success is that you remember if you're holding down the button, they can't talk back. So you have to say over and let go of the button.
Okay.
Over.
And then you hear some static, and Assistant Camp Director Gator comes on and goes, "Did you just say that we have 4 campers missing?" Over.
Definitely. They are definitely missing. We cannot find them. I don't know what happened. What should we do? Over.
Release the button. Release the button.
That's how she's
This
helping
is my
you.
help.
That's the helping.
I'm
This is
like,
like me to
you gotta let go.
unkeep the mic.
Say you're over and then let go.
All right, we are going to send out some search teams. We're going to get all of the other campers back to their cabins. You said you think it was a wolf attack. Is there any signs of blood? Does anybody need medical attention? Over.
No one right now needs medical attention besides maybe the 4 campers that are missing, but like the current ones, no. I don't think so. I think everyone's fine.
Ask him to send fajita.
Is Fajita the nurse?
I was gonna say Fajita's probably the best, our best survivalist who can track the
Fajita's
animals.
our best survivalist.
Yeah.
Are you gonna send Fajita over to give us a hand finding the campers? Over.
It's very confusing when you use over in the sentence as opposed to meaning completely you're done. But anyway, yeah, we'll send Fajita, we will send Wizard and Pumpkin and Swizzle as well to start doing a sweep of the area. You get all of the kids together. The more that you're there, the less likely it is that wolves will attack you. As he is sort of giving you orders, you hear the like ripping of wood. You turn around, it looks like something's attacking the shed.
Something.
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 I think something's attacking the shed now too.
Something humanoid-ish, but with a tail that also kind of looks like a wolf.
Give me the walkie-talkie. I'm just going to grab the walkie-talkie. And I'm going to say very
like
calmly
and
into
don't
it.
know what to do now that you've taken the walkie-talkie out of my hands.
Assistant Director Gator, there is a werewolf currently attacking the shed. Over.
Okay, if this is a joke, I'm not going to send Swizzle or Pumpkin or Fajita or anybody. Like this is very immature of you to do. Over.
It is currently ripping wood chunks off the shed. We are out here with a werewolf and we only have pocket knives. You should be taking this extremely seriously. Please send everyone or just get us out of here. Over.
I will insert better staticky noises. You have alerted the camp. Whether or not they believe you is going to be a different issue.
Oh, no.
It is definitely a werewolf, though. Large and silver. It's the middle of the day, but you know what? Maybe everything you've learned about werewolves is wrong because it's camp.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
In between Mermaid's freaking out, she then stops, looks at DaVinci, goes, "See, not a wolf."
All of the campers are screaming in terror. They're like, "Ah!"
Yeah. Okay.
And like
Everybody together. And who can climb trees?
all of the timber wolves raise their hands. A couple of the pine beetles too.
Yeah. Here's what we're going to do. It seems to be distracted right now. We're going to make not noise, okay? We're going to make not noise, and Mermaid is going to go in the front and lead us all back around the lake to the camp. Or
Mermaid, what if?
No,
You're a mermaid.
I'm DaVinci. You're a mermaid. No, we should. What if we put the children all? Can you fit 2 per sailboat? Because we could double up your number of sailboats and put the kids into the lake.
I only have enough boats to do that if we don't go back that way.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't even have to say it.
But we got to get the kids out of this situation.
Yeah, I think I have enough Timberwolves that can sail the
pine beetles back
across the
Okay.
the lake.
And Havoc looks super excited and was like, "All right, we're going back across the lake."
Havoc. Shh. Quieter. We don't want to.
Okay. We don't want to. Okay.
We're going to let that thing just do whatever it wants to that shed.
All right.
Goodbye, shed. I had
Goodbye,
plans
trophy.
for you.
Special K.
Oh, God, the trophy.
All right. Special
The
K.
hundreds-year-old
Cheshire.
trophy.
River. You're all on boat duty. And
All right,
they
can you guys get back across this lake? Go.
Yes. I am
By
sure we
yourselves.
can.
Okay,
I
don't
mean,
forget
it's
your
a
life
little
jackets.
windy, but it's not. Oh, right, life jackets. I mean,
Life
also
jackets
it's
for
not
everybody.
that big across. We could also swim if we needed to. And
could.
Frogger looks a little concerned at that.
Yeah, like, well, you could.
But that's why there are life jackets. The life jackets
Yep.
will. Yeah. So
Life jackets.
yes, indeed. Another werewolf comes out of nowhere and also starts tearing at the shed.
Okay, everybody back slowly away
Yeah.
from the shed towards
Slowly.
the lake. Slowly. Uh-huh. Everybody backing up into the boats, please.
Yeah.
Into the boats, please.
So, DaVinci, what do you find in one of the boats randomly that will help you?
Does my boat have like a flare gun or something for like
I was
emergencies?
I was thinking about what's something silver that we
that's
could
right.
find.
We need something silver, don't we? I know how werewolves work. I swear.
Well, apparently they don't work like that because it's daytime anyway.
Also true.
Yeah. I am gonna. So I
Maybe
think
it's
in-
a prank by Camp Silver Shadow. It's not a
Then
It's not
then
a prank by Camp Silver
there was a
Shadow.
bad prank.
Because they're destroying our shed.
In one of the boats is like an outdoorsy knife that is from one of the Timberwolves. Like, they're not supposed to have this, right? They are absolutely not supposed to have this knife, but like it's like their cool outdoorsy thing, and so they hide it and then like bring it with them and hide it, right? The thing about this particular knife is that the handle is silver and it's engraved with their real initials. So I don't know whose it actually is.
Because we don't know any.
Because we don't know their real names. So yeah, so I have no idea. I'm like, okay, whoever's this is going to be in deep, deep trouble, except I'm confiscating it right now.
All right, and Mermaid, what's something you find?
What is it? What is?
Did you find a flare gun?
I think I did find the flare gun as a good distraction measure.
So let's say you get all of the kids out into the lake. Some of them were freaking out, but Havoc seems to have a cool head. Havoc, who definitely does play D&D and is prepared for this.
Yes,
Because Havoc is great.
Havoc
Havoc is
always plays a
actually-
paladin.
the best.
Havoc and Frogger are actually best friends and they play D&D together. That's what I've decided.
Oh, I really, really like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
but at camp, they're like, no, we have to.
Yeah,
we have
at
to,
camp
like,
there, yeah.
head up these two cabins. Frogger is the Frogger runs the game.
Frogger's the DM.
Frogger's
Yeah.
definitely the DM, and
Yep.
and Havoc definitely plays the barbarian. So,
Oh, I was thinking paladin.
Paladin.
oh, okay, paladin works.
Maybe sometimes Havoc plays the barbarian to go against type.
Sure.
Every now and then she plays a bard.
Every now
and
and
is
then.
very
Actually
uncomfortable
has
the
a-
entire time.
She actually has a really lovely singing voice, though.
She does, but she did once break her lute upside an orc's head when the song didn't work, I think.
Yeah, that might be true.
Anyway, there's at least 2 werewolves and 4 campers missing.
Yeah, okay. All right. Look,
As,
the kids are all out in
as
the
the-
lake. Yeah.
As the sailboats are like launching off, one of the Timberwolves proudly lifts up the Pine Beetle's flag.
No. Oh, okay. I thought they were gonna
No, just
in
hold up the
victory,
flag.
and I was like, no, they're gonna kill us.
Just as a point of we found the flag and stole it in the midst of a large calamity, but we still win because we're better, kind of way, in a very Timberwolves kind of way.
At which point Frogger just taps them on the shoulder and shows them their flag that no one was paying attention to, so it was just in the middle of the field.
Yes. I love it. You know what? This year they can tie. It's fine. They've gotten into the shed, and that's where you like put all the backpacks and stuff, I think. You think, oh, maybe they're going for the food or something?
Yeah,
but
the
one
lunch?
definitely breaks out holding the Vindicate trophy.
It's got the trophy. Why do the wolves
why
want
would
the
it
trophy?
want a trophy? This doesn't make any sense.
Look, when it comes right down to it, I don't care, but there are 4 missing 12-year-olds. I care about the 4 missing 12-year-olds.
I care about
You
me.
care- Well, yeah, me too. But so we're going to be really quiet. And
Will you care about me?
I mean, I was saying that I cared about me actually, but
Oh.
would you like to see what I have under the sheet in the back of the crafts classroom sometime?
Sure.
Whoa.
Sure, we can do that.
I've been working on it for a while. It might be a little bit shocking.
But that could be fun. Shocking.
Oh, horn dog counselors. What?
I have just discovered that DaVinci is completely oblivious.
Well, you know what?
And
That's
Mermaid
the
is
thing.
like
They are
twirling
all,
her hair.
All it
Yes.
says is oblivious counselors in their 20s. It's fine. You can be oblivious in any way you want.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She
Mermaid
has,
definitely thinks she's being hit on, I think.
no
And is
idea
like,
what is
is this
happening.
And
really the
Mermaid is
time?
trying to hit on back.
Yes.
Aw.
Yeah.
And like I imagine
DaVinci,
this. I imagine
complete
this.
flirt fail.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I imagine
she's
this happening-
bisexual.
Like the camera
just
angle
confused.
is like seeing this flirt, and then it like pans over, and you see the like werewolves
Werewolves.
destroying the shed. I'd
The
love to
werewolf
come
is
see
trying
it.
to pry the red glass thing off, and you're thinking maybe that's not glass. Maybe it's some sort of real gem.
That'd be wild.
There'd be
Why?
no way they put a real gem in there.
No. They wouldn't. It's wild that they managed to afford the metal, like real metal, and not like some weird plate. Like I tested it; it's conductive.
Yeah.
Well, that one is anyway. You tested other ones because there's a trophy for every
For every week.
For every week, right? Not all of them were, but
Not
this
all
one
of
was.
them.
So
Yes.
this must be one of the. This must be like the original one.
Yeah, this is
original
probably the original because it
Yeah,
goes
yeah,
back
yeah.
all the way to 1995.
Not like the one you were looking at that went back to 2003, Mermaid. But,
Right.
Yeah. Look, hey, we can talk about things that happen under sheets later. That'll be fine. And if it's if it's cool with you, like I mean, I love sharing my work. So
Yeah, I would so love to see it. That'd be
4
it'd be
missing
great.
campers.
there are 4 missing campers though. So sheets later. Between the sheets later.
We can look between the sheets later. It'll be
Under,
great.
over, whatever.
Under the, whatever. It's fine. But I could totally use an extra set of hands.
Yeah,
there,
I could
too. I've been
totally
thinking
help
about,
you with that. I would love to. I'd love
how
to.
are your nails? Like, it's just, there's some precision work. So like if your nails are too long, then, I've found that it gets in the way.
Oh, I can make sure they're fine. I can make sure they're not. It'll be okay.
Sorry. Did I go too far? There are 4 missing campers right now, though, so we should really go take care of that situation.
Yes, we should go look for the campers.
Here, let me see your hand, though.
Here you go.
No, this seems fine. This seems fine. Okay.
This would be great. Okay. Cool.
Okay. Look, I have this knife.
Uh-huh.
I feel like we should ignore the werewolves that are currently taking the trophy apart because, let's be honest, I don't care about the trophy.
But that's the trophy.
But I
That's
don't
the-
care. I don't care about it. Do you care about the trophy, or do you care about Tumbleweed, Chipmunk, Razzmatazz, and Gemini?
I mean, I care about them too, but the trophy is like
I mean, if you want to go after the trophy, you can go after the
we
trophy.
should probably go for the kids though.
We should go for the kids.
All right.
Yeah, because no one sues the camp if the trophy disappears.
This is true. And I want to be able to come back here next year because this has been pretty cool.
Right. And also, I don't want any of that like personal liability stuff.
They can sue the camp, but they can't sue you individually.
Okay, good.
That's good.
You think that maybe where Tumbleweed was dragged off might be a good place to start?
Yeah, let's go
Yes,
follow
that's
this
exactly where
trail
we should go.
into the woods.
Which neither of you is good at. If only Fajita were here.
If only
If
we
only
had
Fajita were here. Try the. I'm gonna try the walkie-talkie again as we start tromping along the path.
You hear
This-
bits of stuff, but you don't hear. You can't really get through.
Okay. Bits of stuff like what? Like static or like people yelling and talking over each other?
But not in a panicky way. You occasionally hear people, like you can hear Gator's voice, like talking very seriously to somebody, but you can't quite make out what it is, and you do hear a lot of static.
Okay, I'm totally just gonna. This is DaVinci. On the other side of the lake, we're following the trail left by one of the bodies of the children being dragged off. We would really appreciate some backup over here. Over.
Swamp.
Yeah, we can't quite make you out from here. Over.
There are plenty of people making out over here. We don't need you to make out. For some reason, that came through loud and clear.
That came through loud and clear. Okay.
God damn it! Atlas and Wonka, get off each other.
Oh my God, Atlas and Wonka? I never foresaw that one.
She is much too tall for him.
She really is. But, I mean, I bet they make it work. We're talking as we follow the trail.
Thank you.
we're walking
Okay,
the
yes.
trail.
Into the woods.
Yes.
We're
All right.
not stopping to have this
All right.
conversation.
Which one of you is going to lead in trying to follow the trail? And how are you going to follow the trail?
I will lead.
What emotional state are you in?
I am very carefully checking for like broken twigs, bent leaves, the continuation of the sort of bent over grass to basically figure out where it goes.
Great. That sounds like a counselor role.
I hope so.
Trying to
I
roll
will,
over a
I will
tube.
give you a hand with that as well.
That would
Yeah,
be
that makes
cool.
sense. I like how you held up a dice. A die.
Give me a dice. I think I only have 2 though. I think I have one for helping and one for being me. I don't know that I'm actually super prepared for this,
That's fair.
or I'm certainly not an expert. Okay, I got 2 successes.
Oh, that's awesome. So you do that well. Congratulations. So you are able to see that there was definitely a body dragged into a little bit of a clearing, and there's at least 2 other sort of paths. And you see there are footprints and there are paw prints. And
Footprints, though. Yeah.
there are footprints that seem to be, of tween-sized feet, and there also are paw prints that are, sunk down a little bit more, obviously from heavier creatures. One does seem to have run off, you can tell from the, length of the stride towards the shed, and the others seem to have then picked up the kids and are carrying them to the north.
Okay, well, we're going to
Which
follow
know
them.
is where Camp Silver Lake is.
What?
Might be a coincidence. Or Silver Shadow, dang it. Which is where Camp Silver Shadow is. Which might be a coincidence.
Nothing is a coincidence. DaVinci pulls the pipe out of her pocket and puts it into her mouth.
There is no such thing as coincidence.
Come along, mermaid. We have a mystery to solve.
Talk about being oblivious and someone else being in love with.
I know. And then she blows on the pipe and bubbles come out.
That's it. That's a pretty neat trick you got there with the bubbles on the pipe. That was
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah, it seemed appropriate for that moment. But look, I'm going to keep following this trail.
So
It
you
seems-
follow the trail, and also the wolves with the trophy at one point come sort of blasting, not really past you, but you hear them and you hide and you duck and you follow them. You kind of have to really work to keep up with them, but that's okay. And there is a large boat that they then scramble up into that is sort of tucked away in a small inlet.
What kind of boat? Like a motorboat or like a canoe? Like a
It's like a bigger boat that really shouldn't be in this space, but is.
Does it have a sail? Or do they have to row?
It should have a sail, but it isn't up. It actually looks like an older boat from maybe when the lake was, because it's a human-made lake. It was probably first flooded in the 1800s. I don't know, dams. And then maybe, after the lake has receded in recent years, got stuck there. So it's not like a boat that can actually sail right now. It's sort of settled in, and it looks like people might have been using this as like a base of sorts.
Oh,
But it is a larger sailboat. It does have a downstairs. You see there's some, I want to say nests around, but I don't know if that's what werewolves would do. Like areas where they, pat down leaves and stuff and sleep.
Yeah, and sleep.
Dogs.
Yeah, nest works. Okay.
But there's also some signs of human stuff. Like there's some clothing probably hanging out to dry on a clothesline. And, yeah, you see kids' footprints and you hear... you definitely hear Chipmunk's voice, because Chipmunk has the high voice. Let us go. Our counselors won't let you do this to us.
Yikes.
And you hear just a... It's probably a werewolf. Whatever.
DaVinci, I heard this might be the place that the Camp Silver Shadow counselors like to come to get away from everyone else.
Are you saying the Camp Silver Shadow counselors are werewolves?
Maybe. They could be.
Maybe I need to get a Camp Silver Shadow counselor between my sheets. I mean, geez. Gotta figure out what's going on here.
We do. We got to figure out what's going on here. Figure out who the werewolves are and all.
Okay, well, there's campers in that boat.
Yes. Sounds
We're
like
going to have to sneak up to that boat. And we're going to have to look in the window and see where our campers are.
Yes.
Sounds great.
Good. We're going to do that.
The werewolves that are
look in the
on
window.
the werewolves that are on deck seem to be preoccupied with the trophy, which I know you're not concerned about.
I mean, one of us isn't concerned about.
Yeah, one of us doesn't really care. Other than it's conductive.
Very good conductor.
Yeah, it's a good conductor, yeah. What's it made out of? I'm not actually sure. I mean, it looks goldish, but it's conducts better than... Anyway.
I would like to run up to the side of the, sneak up to the side of the boat and peer in through some of the little, windows that were on the side of the boat. Portholes. And see if I can see where Chipmunk and Tumbleweed and all of them are.
So they are
Razzmatazz
definitely...
and Gemini.
Let's not forget Razzmatazz and Gemini, okay?
They're
And board shorts.
board
And
shorts.
tissues.
And Two Shoes and Steve A and Steve B.
Yep.
Steve A and Steve B.
You see that a werewolf is tying a bandana gag around Chipmunk. The other three are tied up and also have gags in their mouths. And you see there is one werewolf that has an eye patch and looks probably older than the rest and more in charge.
That one is the leader.
Yeah, has some scars on it and...
Because it has an eye patch. That's
and
how you know.
I heard that Camp Silver Shadow's camp director, Sandy, she has an eye patch.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Is Sandy her camp name?
Well, is
Yes.
Pat's camp name
Oh, once you get to be camp director, do you graduate to use
You
your
graduate to use your real
to
name.
real names?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm sorry, what was the name you gave her?
I gave her name
Sandy.
Sandy.
Which also works, maybe...
It works either way.
It does. It works either way. No one knows if it's her real name or not.
Nope.
if it's her camp nickname that
right,
just
except
stuck
the
with
person
her.
who does the payroll.
Yes,
They're
true.
the only one who needs to know, let's be honest. So
They're the only one who knows everyone's names.
So one of the
Cool.
other werewolves snaps off a camp salute.
No one saw that, but it was so weird.
Come up with
It was like an octopus thing. I don't know.
And obviously these are wolves, and so of course they have an octopus themed.
Right, like
salute.
that seems like really difficult for the paws to accomplish.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they do the Ravager salute with the 2 pounds.
Right? Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, some sort of salute. Imagine what you will.
Yep.
Now I have to figure out how werewolves talk.
They talk like this.
They kind of talk like this, yes. Director Sandy, the rest of the campers have fled, but these are the 4 that seem most worthy to join our ranks.
Uh-oh.
Sandy kind of, her hands are behind her backs, and she's sort of surveying the 4 and just sort of nods.
These werewolves are in werewolf form doing this?
They are in werewolf form, yes.
Wonderful.
You don't know if they can change or not,
I don't.
Nope. So Sandy looks at the 4 of them and is like, so would any of you like to become a werewolf? And all
With a
4 of the
big
kids just
grin.
go, let's say 3 werewolves on top trying to get the gem out of the trophy. And then you have at least 2 werewolves below deck and your 4 counselors. You have a flare gun. You have a knife with a silver handle. Mm-hmm. And it's a sailboat, and you have all the arts and crafts supplies that you can find in this area, which is not a lot, but
Okay, I have a proposal.
But she's got real big pockets.
she does.
Big pockets. You never know what's going to be in them because like random stuff just lands in them. They jingle while I walk. So here's the thing. This is an old sailboat, and I feel like Mermaid would know how to cut the ropes here to make like the boom like swing around across the deck and like sweep off the werewolves.
Use
then
it
we could
for
go from
how
there.
it got its name.
Yep.
That is how the boom got its name.
Yeah, make it go boom. Make
it
the
go
boom
boom.
go boom.
I didn't know that's how it got its name. That's great.
Yeah, that's what they call it the boom, because if you don't move your head, it booms.
Boom.
I'll try and swing the boom arm real fast and knock these guys up on top off.
Yep.
What should I roll for that? Am I counseloring that, or am I campering that?
Well, talk to me about how you feel, because that seems to be the big difference. And what is your
Sure.
approach?
Mermaid getting a little hyped up right now because of all the things that are happening and
Stuff and
werewolves and
things.
stuff.
Yep.
So she's freaking out a little. So she's in a little
Yeah.
heightened emotionally fueled state.
Maybe wants to show off a little bit.
Probably wants to show off for DaVinci a little bit about how
Oh
cool
my
she
God.
is.
That sounds like an
DaVinci.
emotionally fueled camper role.
She's like, I'm just gonna go up here real quick, and then I'm gonna just pull the ring real quick. And it's gonna swing, knock the werewolves off. All right, I'll be right up there. You just be ready to join me, okay?
Fascinating.
Thank God you learned your knots.
And I climb up on the.
I mean, she is the sailing instructor, so I
This
feel
is
like
true.
she's both prepared and an expert on this
this
one.
is true. This is kind of a thing.
This is
I
your
like
deal.
that. Yeah. But I don't think you're getting help since you told
No,
No.
I don't think I'm helping. I told her that I got this. It's gonna be
Yep.
fine.
Make it happen.
So you get 3. You get 1 for doing it, 1 for being prepared, and we'll say, yeah, you get a 3rd for being an expert.
Hey, we're on a sailboat. I'm
On
a
a
sailing
sailboat,
instructor.
yeah.
Right?
I
Yes,
feel like
which was
she's an expert.
totally planned before you became a sailboat expert. No, it wasn't.
Absolutely. So I like climb up there real quick, and I'm like trying to like act all cool while I'm doing it. Like just trying to look cool. She's not looking cool, but she
not-
thinks she is.
I'm not actually watching.
And you're not even watching.
Yeah.
Well, you're very concerned with the...
I'm actually watching the other
12-year-olds.
werewolves on the
Yeah.
top. Yeah.
Or, yeah, you're concerned with those. Yeah, be sure to swing the boom so that they get knocked off away.
Yeah, that would be
you?
good.
Away from DaVinci.
Yeah.
All right, and I'm rolling under, so I got 2 successes and the camper's
counselor.
counselor insight.
Okay. So you can ask a question and re-roll if you'd like, or you can just take the 2 successes.
I think I'm just going to take the 2 successes we
I'm like,
got
yes.
there.
Who's behind this? I think we just figured
We
it out.
figured that one out.
Yeah. All right. So you swiftly undo the knots and using physics and just using emotion.
Yeah, no.
Yes.
I
You
would
don't
use
need
physics.
the math
Yes.
because you have heart.
Yes, I know. I know how this works.
Instinct. And the boom swings around and knocks the 3 werewolves and knocks the trophy out of the one who was holding its hands as well. The trophy kind of rolls over on the far side of the ship, but the 3 werewolves get dunked into the lake, and they all go, or, I don't know what what's that word do werewolves make when they're unhappy and scared and surprised?
Snarly.
I don't like being wet.
I think as
What was
Mermaid
that?
releases the boom, she shouts to the werewolves, "Surf's up!" and boom, right as it hits him in the head.
And the werewolves start blaming each other, like, who did something wrong to... Okay, so those 3 werewolves are
Out of
out
picture?
in the lake. Yes, we'll
the
say
moment.
out of the picture.
For the moment, at least.
For the moment, at least.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to climb up and join Mermaid in the boat. And then we need a plan to distract the other wolves who are down with the campers.
Yes.
You have a flare gun.
Yes, I do have a flare gun.
If we could get them... Okay. How about this? If we get into the room with the campers, and then you fire the flare gun, like, at the wall or in the middle of the midst of the werewolves / campers, and we close our eyes.
Uh-huh.
And then we run in while they're blinded. And we
All
get
right.
the campers out.
All right. I'm liking this.
I'm sure you have sunglasses.
Well, yeah, I gotta look.
Yeah,
I gotta
they're
look cool with my big
fluorescent.
obnoxious sunglasses.
Do you have aviators?
I definitely have aviators.
I'm getting such a very strong picture of Mermaid. I love it.
She's got them like clipped in her like light jacket pocket that she has on.
I have this entire time, we've just never mentioned it before, I actually have soldering goggles on my head.
Yes.
But they're terrible because you can't actually see normal things through them.
Nah.
Maybe you had them on your head.
Yeah, they're on my head.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now
They're
you're
up.
bringing them down onto your eyes.
Right, but I wouldn't be able to see to get down into the inside the ship. That's
Right.
why it's funny.
All right, so you're
All
just
right.
going to go in there. You're just going to bust downstairs and shoot off
We're
a
gonna-
flare into the
we're
middle of
gonna-
the room.
Kick down the door and shoot off a
There'll
flare in the
be
middle of the room.
no repercussions towards the
No
children when
repercussions,
there's
right.
a flare gun shot into the room.
I feel like Mermaid can shoot a flare gun pretty easily. I feel like whether or not DaVinci can actually grab the kids.
Is
Yeah,
the
that seems
bigger
like a
concern.
much bigger question.
Yeah, so
Yep.
you're getting
Sure.
help from
And like, it
Mermaid
doesn't really
with
matter
the flare
exactly
gun.
where I shoot the flare gun as long as I don't like hit the kids.
Don't
So-
hit anybody. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I got help, and I got that.
How prepared are you? You have the goggles, so you
I have
are
goggles, so I'm
one for
prepared for the
prepared.
blindness factor.
Right. Have you had to
Sure.
pull campers out of anything before?
Well,
Or
see,
other
there was
counselors?
this time when I was working on my secret project under the sheets. There was a lightning storm happening, which was really useful because I thought that I was maybe at the point where I could actually like use that power. And so I set up a bunch of stuff, and then the lightning struck it exactly as I intended it to. But it turned out that there was a camper who had wandered out of their cabin, and they were wondering what the giant metal structure that I had built was. And so they were like leaning on my antenna, and then I had to snag them away before the lightning could electrocute them, because I didn't want the lightning to electrocute an alive person.
I mean, that's a good thing.
I'm getting a very strong feeling about what's under the sheets. I'm getting a strong feeling that Camp Silver Shadow may not be the only camp that's hiding mysterious, things.
I mean, I'm just here to sail.
Creatures.
So,
You've just fallen in love with a mad scientist. It's fine.
it's no big deal.
It's really funny how this has evolved over the course of this hour.
I'm not gonna lie. Slow burn, like normal camp counselor and mad scientist camp counselor. That's a lesbian romance. I want to read that.
Right.
Please, somebody write that novel.
We expect that to be on Archive of Our Own in a couple weeks.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Please.
Please tag us on Twitter. And let us know.
Tag us. We want to read it, please. Yes, good. All right. So All right, I'm going to roll these dice, and then we can see how this situation goes. Boy, and I'm trying to get over. I have 2 successes and 1 camper's counselor, but I think I'll take the successes.
You'll take the
Thank
2
you.
successes?
Yes. Thank
Cool.
you.
So you do it well. You're able to get all of them out. Back on top, and you can hear Sandy's voice yelling, "Cyclone, Metro, Buckaroo, where are you? You're supposed to be guarding!"
Man, Buckaroo. He's the worst. He's the worst at guarding.
I mean, yeah, but...
Sorry.
And then
continue.
she grabs the other werewolf that's down with her, and she yells, "Wizard, go after them!"
Okay, we gotta run now. We're gonna run now. Okay,
gotta
kids.
leave. Gotta leave. Quick,
Kids,
quick.
it's running time now.
Yeah, so you have a knife. Here's what I'm assuming you do. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming that you cut their bonds on the feet,
Yes.
and you run away.
Yes.
Talk to me about how you make this escape.
I'm slicing through. We get them up on top. So I slice through all their feet bonds first. And then as the feet bonds are now sliced, then we're like moving off of the ship and I'm like catching up with them and slicing their hand bonds. And then they're taking care of their own gag situations.
As soon as we get off the boat, I then remember that the trophy is still on the boat. Climb back up,
Yeah, you
grab
do.
the trophy, and then come down.
I can't
and-
believe
and-
she did that. Just keep running, kids. Just
and
keep
I'm
running.
Now
I will
tailing
allow it.
behind a little farther than the rest, with
Yep.
with the trophy in hand.
You hear the other wolf wizard, who seems to be the lieutenant, saying, "They got the trophy too," and Director Sandy just like howls angrily and goes, "No, we need the ruby amulet to make us immortal."
Oh, boy. Keep running.
Keep running. Keep running. Immortal.
Immortal?
Immortal.
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 A little voice says, "Worry about that later."
Okay, cool. That's fine. But gosh, we sent all the campers in all of the boats. So now we have to run. We just basically run. We run around the short end of the lake. Run.
As you're doing that, another couple of boats sails up, and there's Fajita and Kit Kat and Peanut and Falcon.
Oh, did he not send Swizzle because he didn't believe us?
Maybe. Also, I might have crossed Swizzle out already.
But I mean, hey, we got fajita though.
It's okay. We got Fajita.
Yeah. There's Swizzle. They were just late. They just took a little bit while with their boat. And they're like, "What's going on? Hey, you got the trophy."
Kids, into the boats. Into the boats. Get us back across the lake. Back across the lake. Everybody back across the lake. There's werewolves.
Fajita, let's leave.
There's werewolves.
Now. We gotta
Now,
launch.
please, now,
launch
all
right
of
back
them?
off.
Yes, this is all the kids we were missing.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 makes 20. Let's go.
Go.
That's the important thing. We have all the kids.
Counselors are replaceable.
They'll never find us across the lake, which we walked around in a very short period of time.
Yes.
So, after the evening closing ceremonies,
With the slightly damaged trophy this time.
Yeah.
because it was a tie, Assistant Camp Director Gator is like, "So we will keep this in the office until next year, so that the kids don't feel like they have to share it or something." Yeah.
Sure.
And so everybody is, the people are a little freaked out. Like, there are rumors flowing. The counselors have been fed the story of, like, these were Silver Shadow camp counselors in costume trying to
Right.
scare our kids for whatever reason.
Right.
And then, Gator calls you into the office.
Right.
And so you've, I suppose you've discovered the truth.
There's werewolves.
There's werewolves.
Okay.
Camp Silver Shadow has been a place, a werewolf refuge for many generations now. And Camp Vindicate has been training werewolf hunters for many generations now. There's been a long-standing rivalry. So now that you've discovered that, you can either join the senior camp counselors, who all know, although you wouldn't know that by looking at them sometimes.
So did
Look, we have-
Atlas and did they get together? Anyway, that's beside the point.
Well,
Carry on.
Atlas and Wonka are a different conversation
Okay.
because apparently Peanut got mixed up into that too. There is definitely something in the water here that makes people of a certain age
Mermaid is
feel a
nibbling on
certain
the
way.
Mermaid is nibbling on the arm of one of her sunglasses and like kind of looks over at DaVinci
Yeah.
and just kind of
luckily,
gives the eye and then goes back to Gator.
luckily, after a few years, you get immune to it, which is why like the older staff are fine. We do have scientists and magicians and wizards. Would you be interested in joining us as staff?
I am.
You will have to go through the horny phase. I'm sorry, that's not negotiable.
I'm nibbling on my sunglasses as I look over at DaVinci and say, "I'll join if you're going to, DaVinci."
When you say scientists, what do you have like good supply chains up here for like standard necessities?
Oh, we know what's
Do
under
you-
the sheets.
You've been
We've been watching
Under
you
the
for
Sheets
some
project?
time.
I mean, she's gonna be great.
She plays a maid, she's got me under her spell. She plays a fighter with her eyes set to kill. I play, and I can't look away. Yeah.
So you have stopped your the werewolf counselor rivals
Oh my god.
from becoming immortal.
Hey Schmitty, real fast, tell us again where people can find you on the internet.
You can find me on Twitter at Jezzirolk, Jezzirolk, and I have nothing else. Oh, I'm on Twitch at the same place. I don't know if I've been streaming much recently. That's about all I have to promote on myself.
What do you stream?
All sorts of video games. It varies from day to day.
Cool. Thanks so
Awesome.
much for joining us for this lovely romp through Camp Vindicate.
We hope you enjoyed episode 135 of She's a Super Geek. If you liked what you heard, please go to your favorite podcatcher or your not favorite podcatcher and give us a 5-star rating and review. You can find out more about us online at sasgeek.com or on Twitter at sasgeekpodcast. Campers and Counselors is a lasers and feelings hack by Wizbot Games. Our theme song is Rock and Roll Play Baby by Kieran Strange. You can find out everything about Kieran online, kieranstrange.com, or on Twitter at Kieran Strange. If you like She's a Super Geek, you'll probably like other misdirected Mark shows like Zheng Yu Hustle. Train alongside fellow students Eric Farmer and Eli Kurtz in Zheng Yu Hustle. Eric and Eli make their kung fu game stronger by watching wuxia films, then discussing how to apply their observations to game design. It's super fun. You should check them out. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you in 2 weeks for our next adventure.
Defenses, I'm ready.